Hello and welcome to our first match with our Ruby Splash Sapphire Marzul deck. This hand's a little mediocre. I think if this was like a 6 without the coin or like a 6 without a shard, I'd definitely keep it though. So I think this is fine. We can cycle this Ayotachi coin out of the way. We have all of our thresholds that we could possibly need here. One's playing Blood Spinner, Zorath, and letting a Ruby, so probably got some, I'm blanking on its name, but the 3-4 for 4 that's Ruby and Blood. Let's fix my deck list here, cover my life a little bit. Yeah, Yazukan's Fanatic's a little annoying, can get in the way of my Flame Guard here. Hopefully we can dodge Cheap Shot. Rock Slider was an excellent draw there. It's you know, I probably should have led on a second Ruby that turn, so that way... I guess when I play this on 4, I'm going to have triple Ruby, right? Yeah, okay, it actually doesn't matter. Yeah, we're going to go Ruby Rock Slider next turn, and then Ruby Warband Ruffian the following turn. Can't block here, because they could have any number of quick conscript things. I just eat this. Whenever they conscript an Underworld troop, this game's invincible till end of turn. That's a pretty good hit. Exhaust it, and then it stays exhausted as 3 power or less. This getting in is pretty good for us. And they had the conscript, so if we blocked, we would have gotten punished. I think it's gonna have Swift Strike. I am just gonna go ahead and play the Rock Slider out here so we can keep pushing damage. Next turn, I can go Shard Coin plus Broodnet if my opponent puts something out that's kind of scary. We also only have one more chance to lock this down. We'll see if they have another trick or not. They may or may not attack in here. Yeah, Feed the Flames is kind of annoying. Okay, sweet, that's good for us. So let's play a resource. And yeah, I'm just gonna play the Warband Ruffian out afterwards and then crack them for 5 here. Hopefully they don't have like a Strangle. If they have a Strangle, we're going to be in a pretty bad spot since we haven't really drawn non-resources this game. If they don't have a Strangle, we're in a really great spot. Although I guess if they have a Strangle, they might prefer to Strangle the Warband Ruffian. So like next turn, we're going to get to go Shard, cycle for a charge, and do this so we can lock down one of their Dorkos as well. It's pretty good for us. So we'll get a look at their banner online here. I'm not super worried about that. Righteous Outlaw is a pretty good hit. So we're 10 out of 10 playing this, right? And then... yeah, I think I'm actually just going to play this Righteous Outlaw out here. And then I'm going to go ahead and Broodnet this. And then I'm going to Champ Power my Righteous Outlaw so it can attack through this Yazukan's Fanatic. And this gives it +1 Crush Invincible. And we can just crack with the squad here. Alright, swing for 13. You're at 14. This is going to flip next turn and do some extra damage, so... in a pretty good spot. Trying to think, need to dodge like Lasgar's Vengeance here. That would be the one that gets us. Fire Soul Gemsworn. No, that's not gonna do it. Do you have a Cremate too? So they need to Cremate or Cheap Shot to kill this Righteous Outlaw, because otherwise it's gonna flip into the Scarlet Swordsman and just kill them with its trigger next turn. Scarlet Outlaw, sorry. Or Scarlet Swordsman, sure. I was correct. Yeah. Never did that trigger. I don't think I have anything else I'm interested in bringing in here. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and click submit. Sign me up. Up, up, and away! This hand's kind of medium minus, right? Like, we don't have... Like, this hand's like a 2-drop away from being great. And how many 2-drops do we have? We've got Minstrel, Flame Guard, Outlaw, Web Scribe, Boisterous Ballad. I don't think we have quite enough 2-drops in our deck to make keeping this hand reasonable. Also, having triple Sapphire is a little awkward, so yeah, I think I'm better off going to 6 here, especially on the draw. This hand's not fantastic, but it's like got a better curve than the other one, and we're definitely an aggressive deck. Like, that other hand potentially just, like, doesn't have a relevant play until turn 4, and, like, our turn 3, because, like, our third turn 3 play just, like, play a 3-1 for 3, which is just not impressive. Alright, no play from the opponent. And another resource is not what we're looking for. Hopefully this Windborne Ascension gets us a Biggity Bomb. Conscripts a random Underworld Troop with cost 3 and then gives it flight. Biggity Bomb? Biggity Bomb? 2-2. Sure. Take a Windrake, I guess. Nice thing about having a 1-3 here is that it does let us block DC As You Can's Fanatic profitably. And actually, Ashwood Minstrel here means if they don't kill us this turn, we can Furious Blitzer next turn, which is nice. 10 out of 10 blocking here. They might attack just because they have a Conscript card and we're going to bounce. If they have a cheap shot and they want to spend a cheap shot on the Minstrel, I'm okay with that too. Yep, just Power and Pain, so they bounce. That means next turn they'll get to trade with my guy. Because this will rage up into a 3-1 next turn. No resource for my opponent is really bad for them. Yeah, we're just going to capitalize on their stumble here. Activate Minstrel up to our 4th resource, and then mobilize out this Furious Blitzer and just start crunching for 4 here. Really like this card at the top end. I'm rarely upset to have it. Just like the stats are pretty good. A lot of the cards that come off the battlefield in this format are X4s, so this card attacks through most of those. Blood's Favor. They make me discard, or are they going to draw cards? Hopefully they draw cards. Oh, baby. Ooh, baby. So they're more likely to hit their resources next turn, but we've... Yep, definitely taking that hit. I think leaving the Minstrel back on defense is probably worth it at this point. The question is, am I playing out this Deadeye Enforcer? 10 out of 10 attacking here. I could just hold this Pyre Strike up, so if they conscript something so they go to just eat my guy, I kill their thing in response. Nah, I'm just going to play the Deadeye Enforcer. I think if they spend their turn conscripting, so that way they're not playing the 4-drop they conscripted last time, I'm okay with that. Because it just like got them dead in 2 to these 2. Plus we have like a champion power coming up and we have this to clear out a blocker. 10 out of 10 blocking here. If they want to spend some resources to conscript something here, I am okay with that. This guy did his part. If he can buy us a little bit more tempo, yep, I'd much rather have them do that there, I think, than play out one of their 4-drops. Whatever they play for 2 likely won't be able to interact with either of these profitably, unless it's like a Strangle or a Feed the Flames. Sentry of Nulzan, sure. Double Sentry, that's kind of interesting. Well, at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and put Crush on this Furious Blitzer, so that way... Is that worth it? Yeah, it probably can't hurt. And remember, this whole game, we're working off, we've had 3 non-resources and 11 cards. 4 non-resources? 1, 2, 3, 4 non-resources and 11 cards. The sentries are interesting. I wonder what socketed cards they have. They haven't showed us any other than Power and Pain. I wonder if they've got the gargoyle that returns a socketed card from your crypt to your hand. That one seems pretty good. Whoa, that's aggressive. Going down to 6. Huh. We're still at a pretty healthy 22 here, so I'm not super worried about this just yet. I'd like to use this Pyre Strike to clear out potential blockers more than anything. Horrors of War? Well, on the list of things that could get us, that Mythic is definitely there. I guess we'll Pyre Strike this in response. And then lose most everything here. We're going to go to just 3 resources. They're going to have 3 resources and 2 cards. I'm not sure. They must have just drawn this, right? I feel like if you have the Horrors in hand and you're planning to play it next turn, you don't run out these Centuries of Nulzan last turn. Alright, well, our curve is kinda low, I guess. So let's hope we draw some castables here so we can pressure them. They are only at 6. That's a castable. And we have a champ power to go, so if they can't kill this, we could champ power it through the first time, and then it could start diligencing to make something not block, which is nice. Yeah, sure. No blocks. And then this has Swift Strike, but our champ power is going to give this invincible, so we are basically hitting them for 4. Let's hope we draw a Cremate and just kill them. Blitz would also be great. Blitz is lethal, Cremate's lethal. Cremate's likely lethal, or probably not blocking when I champ power this. Feed the Flames. Yeah, I probably just want to kill this at some point anyway, so yeah, let's just Feed the Flames this and hold my champ power for now. There's no guarantee. My champ power is almost always going to be able to push something through. There's no guarantee that Feed the Flames is going to push something through later. Not putting them to chew does mean that Cremate doesn't just kill them, but I think this is still correct to hold this champ power just in case they go like Troop next turn. And they're dead. Alright, sweet. So off to a 1-0 start. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for a couple more matches here, folks.